Welcome back. Cadbury Dairy Milk has rolled out an all-new campaign that urges people to treat and embrace others' happiness and achievements with a big heart. Based on a simple thought, the latest film adds a new dimension to the generosity narrative and nudges people to be there for someone. We are catching up with Anil Viswanathan, Vice President Marketing Mondelez India, who's speaking to us about this campaign and how they are extending their generosity platform to the whole of the festive season and their expectations from Diwali. Listen in.
Anil, welcome to CNBC TV18.
Glad to be here. Nice to meet you again, Shivani.
Anil, let's begin this conversation. I wanted to ask you, what is the thought and insight behind the latest generosity campaign that you are launching?
Shivani, it's, as we've been speaking with you and as you've been seeing the space, I think we've been building on the whole thought of generosity for the past 4 years through the platform of Kuch Acha Ho Jaye, Kuch Meetha Ho Jaye. And we've found some very good resonance to the thought through its expressions during COVID with thank you, post that through acknowledging the unacknowledged, post that through our IPL campaigns that we did, and then through the activation that we did during last year Diwali with Shah Rukh Khan, and not just a Cadbury ad. So we've been telling stories on generosity, and this is yet another chapter in the book of generosity. That's how we see it, Shivani. When we started work in terms of saying, okay, what are the kind of activations and stories that we want to say next? One of the insights that we found out was that now that consumers are getting aware and they're loving the trigger of generosity coming in from the brand, we said, why are we stopping at just acknowledgement? Let's get people more involved. So we said, rather than just acknowledgement, let's move to the next step, which is, can I participate in somebody else's celebration, somebody else's happiness? And that's where the new insight of, actually committing time, giving your time, your interest, your space to celebrate with somebody who deserves that celebration. So that is the kind of taking the next step towards generosity.
And in this particular story, you are showcasing a politician in a very good light. How did you come up with this storyline?
I mean, of course, a lot of the magic in our creativity, as you know, comes in from the Ogilvy team. And, they've been looking at, we tested multiple stories. There were lots of stories that came up. And one of the stories was that of a typical situation where power distance that is created between an employee and an employer. And we felt that in this context, what if we thought of a scenario where the employer were to be a dignitary, a senior person? It just increases the power distance, right? And as we look at it from outside, we do think that, okay, there's so much of hierarchy there. There's lots of stereotyping. There's a lot of expectation that they behave this way or that way. But in effect, everybody is a human being. And in effect, in our culture, the act of generosity is considered to be so authentic from the heart. So it came as a very nice contrast to us, reinforces what we want to challenge from a cultural context to say, how can we be more inclusive? How can we break some of these power distances? And
Cadbury's has been, with this generosity platform of yours so far.
Very good, Shivani, and very good. We've seen some strong momentum come through. As you know, through COVID, we were very concerned how our impulse business would be impacted, etc., etc. But we were very pleased by the fact that actually our growth has sustained even over pre-COVID levels at a very handsome rate. And when we have a strong thought like this, we've seen in the past also, Shivani, that we get kind of compounding interest as we keep building on a platform. And we've always believed in this notion of fresh consistency. We keep the thought consistent, but we keep adding fresh stories to it. And we see a compounding benefit come through. That's what we're seeing. And in fact, interestingly, we have been selling almost every bar that we can produce. So we are now investing in expanding our manufacturing capacity, significantly investing in capital to expand our manufacturing footprint to support the increase in surge in demand that we are seeing on the brand after these campaigns.
Okay, Anil, typically over the past 2 years, we have seen there is one Rakhi campaign, then there is one generosity campaign, and then there is a Diwali ad. So is it going to be the same pattern that we follow this festive season?
Definitely, Shivani. I think what we did over the last 4 years is bring all of them under the platform of generosity. So what the consumer saw was not discrete campaigns, but all emerging from the same thought of generosity. Whether it's the boy gifting his bat to his sister, act of generosity, whether it is me tagging my local store, again an act of generosity, or whether I am acknowledging the groundsman in a cricket stadium. So it just has helped us build consistency across these campaigns. So yes, these are our tentpole activations. They are the big ones. We just completed a very interesting digital connected Rakhi IMC just now, and we've had some very good results in Rakhi this year. And now we are obviously all excited about Diwali as it comes up in a few weeks from now.
And what are the big plans there?
We really want to continue to build on the platform of saying who are the people whom we could help this Diwali, and how do we kind of extend that platform, because finally small businesses and our partners and the ecosystem still need that support, right? And I think we've hit gold dust in that space. So we want to build on that. We're about 10-15 days from revealing, Shivani, so we'll come to you the moment we have our activation ready.
Okay. And over the past, few months, how have you managed as a marketer? How have you managed all the inflationary headwinds such as the supply chain disruption issues, while making sense and moving forward, with your marketing objectives and marketing goals, Anil?
I think we've, coincidentally have been in a phase in India where we've had to manage external headwinds or external challenges with a great degree of frequency, whether it was demon or whether it was COVID or whether it is inflation now. So I think we've all gotten more agile in the way we approach our activation. Clearly not letting the broader growth story slow down. We are clearly invested in the long-term growth story, and we know that there are headwinds now that we need to absorb, and we respond to those headwinds. And in this case, there is an inflation headwind and we are having to price, but we've done our homework, we've done our analysis, we know what kind of pricing we should be doing, which then least impacts consumer demand and consumer impact. We are ensuring that we stay invested in our product. We are ensuring that we are not diluting the experience that the consumer has with our product and our brands, both in their hands or in the store. And those kind of factors we have seen mitigate the absolute inflation that we see. Inflation is all around us. So the consumer is going to acknowledge the fact that there's going to be inflation around. As he chooses where he wants to spend the money out of his wallet, he'll pick those categories and brands that he likes the most, finds them most salient, knows that the experience hasn't been diluted. So those are the things that we are taking off.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shivani.
With that, it's a wrap. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.